today we are going to the Fort Sill post cemetery, and then also while we're there, there's going to be other graves of Comanche, Arapaho, and Kiowa leaders there that I will be seeing today too.
Go past this light and slide right onto the Oklahoma 152 West Airport Road ramp.
All right, thank you. I just got here yesterday, and honestly, I'm not a fan. Shut up.
Onto I-240 Airport Road.
And honestly, I'm not a fan of Oklahoma City, to be honest. Like, it was, well, first when I got here, I don't know like all this shit about the airports and stuff. So I got here and I requested an Uber to a car rental place. Okay, the Uber's driver, he parks above, then he's below. So then I gotta try to figure out where to go so he can pick me up, so I can get to the car rental place, because the car rental place wasn't close by. It was like 3 miles up the road or something. It's like, I'm not gonna walk that. So yeah, so then I went there, and then the car rental place has the same name. And then he drives and he takes me to this other one. He's like, oh, he was from Texas. He was like, well, all the car rental places close at noon on this side here. It's like, what the hell? What kind of a car rental place closes at noon? He takes me there and it's like an empty lot. It's nothing there. So like, oh, I guess I'll go back to the airport one. And like, I don't know. I just thought he was kind of being rude, honestly. Like, I mean, maybe he was annoyed, but it's like, oh, it's like, I don't know this crap. Last time I drove through Oklahoma, I was a kid. I don't know anything about this place, But anyway, so there was that, and then I go to the hotel. The hotels have the same name, literally the same name. The only difference is one says airport and one doesn't. It said Super 8 Fairgrounds, and I went to one, and it was like in a really shady area. And then I get in there, and like you can't even check in the lobby. You have to go to a window, and the window's like, no breakfast, no microwave, no pets. No, it's like, wow, geez, that's real welcoming. Like, I mean, honestly, like, I'm not a big person like about like customer service and stuff, but like, I'm like, damn, that sure is welcoming. And then she told me I was in the wrong one, so then I had to drive all the way across town again, go to the other one, and yeah, I was just over it yesterday. But the weather's pretty nice. It's a lot cooler than, actually, I prefer Tucson to this, honestly. But I'm not here for the scene. I'm here to go see the graves. So anyway, I just thought that you guys would find that funny. Oh, and then another thing, I go into my hotel room. The whole hotel room smells like weed. So I like spray my cologne into like the air conditioning thing and let that run for a little bit before it finally stops smelling like weed. So I was like, oh, good. I'm glad my room smells like weed. Nice accent scent. Anyway, just thought you guys would find that enjoying. So I will see you at the cemetery. Hello everybody, we are here at Chiefs Knoll in Fort Sill, Oklahoma. There's a lot of graves of people here, so like Quanah Parker and some other ones. So let's see here. Established in 1869 with the founding of Fort Sill, Post Cemetery is a hallowed burial ground for soldier, Indian, and pioneer alike. Until the 1880s, this was the only established cemetery in this part of Oklahoma. Indian mission cemeteries followed, then those of towns and settlements as the country was gradually opened up to the settlement. Today, though one of many, this cemetery's history is unique. Together with stone buildings of the old post, it endures as a monumental landmark for the past, the present, and the future. Valor, patriotism, service, and freedom's cause were the watchwords by which hundreds of distinguished veterans now resting here lived and died. May we, Americans of today, intelligently carry these great traditions of which they were devoted. So this is in 1971. So here we have the grave of Quanah Parker. It's really tall too. Quanah Parker was a Comanche leader. He technically was not a chief. He was a big leader of the Comanche. He was not only one of the last leaders of the Comanche, but he also, as I mentioned in a Reddit history video, he also was one of the leaders of the Native American church movement, which was really big at the time to, because after a lot of them were placed on reservations, they lost kind of the traditional spiritual beliefs, and they couldn't practice the traditional ceremonies that they used to. So Quanah Parker, through like the use of peyote, which really helped him when he had a really bad fever from getting gored by a bull in Texas, and they summoned a Mexican curandera to give him a peyote tea, and it really helped him. And peyote has a lot of antibacterial properties, and it can be used as a hallucinogen, but it also has like other different like benefits. So yeah, so here we have the grave of Quanah Parker. And another interesting thing is that him, Geronimo, I believe they may have been Kiowa leaders, and maybe Arapaho, rode in Theodore Roosevelt's presidential parade, and actually him and Geronimo became friends. And it's interesting because Geronimo learned Comanche, because initially, and that's kind of the interesting thing about Fort Sill. It's like the combining of different native nations all coming together. Native nations who had previously been rivals, like the Comanche and the Apache. Like the Comanches were the main reason why the Apaches were kind of pushed westward into like New Mexico and Arizona, because the Comanches just became so powerful once they acquired horses through other means, but also through like the Pueblo Revolt. They basically had 100-year, almost about, I think 50 to 100-year head start on every other tribe. So that's why they are called the Lords of the Plains, because they were just so dominant once they got horses and guns from the Spanish and from the French. So anyway, so him and Geronimo became friends, which is interesting because he was a Comanche and Geronimo's an Apache, and then like historically those two tribes did not get along at all. And a lot of the times, like either Mexican governments or the Spanish government would use the Comanches or Apaches kind of against each other. Like if they were going after the Comanches, they would enlist the help of the Apaches and vice versa. So yeah, that's everything about Quanah Parker. I'm trying to go off of memory here. I may look up some things I may not remember. And this is Cynthia Ann Parker, so the mother of Quanah Parker. She was his mother. She was white, and she she was initially captured by the Apaches. She lived with them for many years, and then she tried to live back among the whites, but it just wasn't working out. So she basically was raised as a Comanche woman. So yeah, so that's his mother, Cynthia Ann Parker. Here we have Prairie Flower, and that is his sister. She was really young when she, let's see. Yeah, she was really young when she died. I forgot why she died. I think, wasn't she got sick or something? I don't remember, frankly. We got some sage here. This looked like it fell off. I'll put it back. Okay. And so we don't only have Quanah Parker, but we have other graves here too. Let's see, who is this? Nothing here. Unfortunately, some of these are so old that they're not marked. Okay, donated by the citizens and friends of Satanta, Kansas, honor of Chief Satanta. Is there more here? Here we go. So Chief Satanta, White Bear, Great War Chief of the Kiowas, Chief Satanta's descendants. He fought a long, hard battle for his people to keep the land they loved, to hunt and live on, through the 1867 Medicine Lodge Peace Treaty. And the 1867 Medicine Lodge Peace Treaty was signed by a lot of Southern Plains tribes like the Kiowa, the Comanche, the Arapaho. I may be missing one, but basically it was kind of like an agreement. Now, we know how agreements work between the U.S. government and Native peoples, but anyway, so he was a big Kiowa leader, and we're gonna run into some Kiowa, and also I believe an Arapaho chief is buried here as well. It's really nice that they're all buried together, but they kind of are like this, kind of on purpose, kind of not, because unfortunately, with old cemeteries, not even just Native people, but other people were like separated. Like there's like a few old cemeteries like in Denver where I live, and like on like Rivers, I think it's Riverside or Fairmont or whatever. One of those two are the older ones. But you have kind of like sections. So you have like the Mexican section, the Chinese section, the Jewish section. So it's like they kind of were all kind of separated like that in the old types of graves. So we have Chief Sitting Bear here of the Kiowa tribe, and he's also a Medicine Lodge treaty signer as well. Let's see, so he's part of the Kiowa tribe. And that's kind of the interesting thing is like you have the Kiowa, some, not all Arapaho, some Arapaho here, the Comanche and the Apache all, here. Let's see, here we go. Okay, and there we go. So we have more chiefs here. So here we go. So these three are Arapaho. So we have Chief Yellow Bear. And the interesting thing with him, I guess, is, I think it was him, where him and Quanah Parker, I vaguely remember the story, but like him and Quanah Parker were, I guess they like rented some hotel room, and like him and Quanah Parker got drunk or something like that, and I guess there was a gas leak in there or something, and basically Quanah Parker survived, but I guess he ended up dying or something like it was just like a weird circumstance with his death, I remember. I would have to double check it, but yeah. So we have Chief Spotted Wolf of the Southern Arapaho. All three of these are also Medicine Lodge treaty signers as well. Then we have Chief Little Raven of the Southern Arapaho. And yeah, it's just really interesting. Like, I know I keep saying it, but just like all these different nations here. You know, like you got Comanche up there, you got Kiowa, and then you got Arapaho here. And I'll also be visiting the Apache Beef Creek Cemetery as well. So he's like really encased here. Oh, Kicking Bird, yeah. Kicking Bird of the Kiowa tribe, 1875. So he's like really encased here. I was wondering, I was like, who is that when I drove up? And we have Chief Pacer of the Kiowa Apache. So there's Kiowa and then the Kiowa Apache. The Kiowa Apache are basically the two tribes together, but then some are separate. Because there were some Apaches still on the plains after the Comanche kicked most of them off, the Lapan Apache. Okay, we have Chief Stumbling Bear. Yeah, there's a lot of people here. Let's see. Istuyate. Striding along the dust. Comanche guided grin. Oh, so he was a guide. Okay, so he was a Comanche guide, and he died April 1878. Let's see here. Unknown. We have Chief Ten Bears of the Comanche, 1872. Okay, here we have more. We have Chief Big Bow of the Kiowa tribe, treaty signer and sergeant of the Scouts. He died in 1901. Hunting Horse, Kiowa Indian Scout. He died in 1953. Oh wow, he must have been in his. So he was no way. 40. So he was 107, if my math is right. He was 107 years old. Yeah, wow. God, that's the interesting thing is like some people like who lived long like that, like they just saw everything. In remembrance of Black Beaver, he was I believe he was a Delaware scout, or he was a Delaware Indian, but they used him like to scout like the Rocky Mountains and other areas, and I think he helped bring people to Kansas during the Civil War, I believe. Harding Big Bow. So he's probably either a descendant of that other chief that we just saw. Maybe his son, maybe. Okay. Got any more? Unknown U.S. soldier, unknown U.S. soldier. So these are probably all really old ones that nobody knew the name of. Captain Rob, 1873. Morgan G. Otis, Zotum, 4th of the Kiowa Apache, Kiowa and Apache. He was in, wow, he was in a lot. World War II, Korea. I think this is it with the Chief's Knoll here. Hubert Bateman. Yeah, I think this may be it. I'll look around a little bit more, but I think that might be it in terms of the different chiefs and leaders here. All right, well, that is it for the Chief's Knoll here at Fort Sill, Oklahoma. Very interesting seeing all these graves. It's so funny, like you're reading about all these people, and then when you see the graves like right there, it's like, man, all these people are in front of you, you know? And it's just amazing to see. All right, well, I hope you guys enjoy this. Or actually, I'm gonna take another shot of Quanah Parker's here. And a quick side note post-editing, I missed the grave of Carl Mangus. He is the son of Apache chief and leader Mangus Coloradus. From what I remember from him is that after his father was killed, he joined Victorio's band when they left San Carlos, and later was with Geronimo. He was with Geronimo during his last escape and I believe his final surrender as well in 1886. He then later served as a scout for Fort Sill, and actually it's his picture that's used a lot when you search Mangus Coloradus. A lot of people use his picture because of his resemblance to his father. You said that he looks a lot like his father, Mangus Coloradus. So if you search for his father, you'll see pictures of him. But anyway, I just want to make that note I think he was in section 5, and Chief's Knoll in Post Cemetery is in section 4, I believe. So yeah, so that's why I missed Carl Mangus. But his son, Frank Mangus, is actually at Fort Sill Cemetery, and then of course there's many other descendants of Mangus Coloradus that are buried in the Mescalero Reservation in San Carlos as well. So anyway, I just wanted to make a note of that. I hope you guys enjoy this vlog, and I will see you next time.